Excellent. I would like to introduce David Walton, who is a committee member who project managed the installation of a solar and heat pump upgrade to his building. Thank you, David.
Thanks, Rachel, and hi, everyone. Yep. So a little bit about our project. You can see by the map there, we've got solar sitting on our roof. So back in 2020, I put a proposal to the committee to actually do two things. One was put solar on our roof, and also then to potentially replace our hot water system with heat pump from the gas. I got approval to put in solar first. I think that was more just budgetary, so we did that in 2020, and that was a really important step for us because that basically reduced our ongoing common power bill from around about $5,500–6,000 a year down to minus $1,500, I think, in the first year. So we saved about $7,500 in real terms. At the same time, we also put in tempering valves across the 50 units. The following year, I guess I'd got sort of pre-approval to pursue the heat pump approach for hot water on the basis as when our gas boilers next failed, we had 4 275-litre gas hot water heaters, each costing around about $8,000 to replace. So we agreed that the next time one of those failed, that would be the logical time to put in our heat pump system. So we did that. Total project cost was around about, for the heat pump, was around just over $50,000, and the solar was around about $30,000. And as you can see there with the annual savings, our total gas cost was around about $30,000, and common power around about $5,000 or $6,000. So you can see it there. Rachel and the Waverley Council team did get an independent person to validate all our numbers, so which was slightly better than mine, but basically a 2.3-year payback. Our annual electricity bill currently is around about $8,000 for everyone's hot water and common power. So as I said, it's a massive saving for us. Big part of that, both the heat pump has been sensational, but also the solar. If anyone's considering going into a project like this, if you can get solar on the roof, it really, really helps. So we sized the solar at 30 kilowatt, which is not far short of what the heat pump runs. So we just run it all day, every day. I say run it all day, every day. It's on demand, the heat pump. We have 2,500 litres of hot water storage, which is also very important to consider. I think the Oricon guys mentioned it too, that heat pumps do take a lot longer than gas to recover. So you do want to have ample storage for your peak periods during your daily peak over the course of the day and the year. Thanks, Kaylee. I think next slide. So one of the challenges that we faced in putting this system was, how do we recover the cost? Given that most units have gas and the metering system is owned by Gemina, which is in each, hot water meters in each unit. So they weren't very keen on us providing the data for us to allocate charges or even indeed for electricity companies. So that was a real challenge for us. But I did an analysis of every single apartment, and pretty much everyone was paying more than, most people, just the standing fee alone is around, $60 to $100 a quarter for a single owner on a pension sort of thing, or on a rebated system. So, the amounts that we put forward to what we decided that we would add into our strata levies, an amount for the owners to pay for hot water. So worked out roughly $60 per bedroom per year is what we're charging, which basically covers our cost for the heat pump systems. Everyone seemed happy with that, and which is why obviously we got approval at the AGM to spend the money on this system. So it's worked brilliantly well for 3 years. We've just got a single Mitsubishi Q-Ton 30 kilowatt unit that works, wonderfully well. In summer months, it obviously doesn't work quite as hard, and electricity bills at around about the $1,500 mark in the warmer months, warmer 6 months, and in the colder months around about $2,500. I do have a heat booster element in one of our storage tanks, just for the real peak times, cold days, just to make sure that we're covered off there. So yeah, in essence, it's been a really positive project for us. A couple of other challenges we had. We were retrofitting a 4-boiler gas system, which is pretty much where we've got our storage. So yeah, I'd say we're probably doubling the space of storage, probably not quite so much 3 times of what we had with the gas system. As you can see there, the heat pump unit, the Q-Ton unit, sits outside. It's actually under a balcony, but sits outside. So we're making use of ambient air. There's been no real issues with that. It runs very quiet, runs pretty much like a modern house air conditioner. So it's very, very quiet. Had a couple of challenges with the the cold air blowing up onto the balcony, below the balcony, so that they were getting a bit of condensation on there. So we put a bit of insulation just above it. But yeah, it's been pretty much no challenges at all. Bit of tuning to the plumbing system in terms of the return system, the loop hot water system, just to make sure that everything was in peak performance. But yeah, 3 years on, or 3 years in September, it's been what we would consider a great success.